Yo, what's good? We got to tap into another bird video. It look like Bird about to school another dude. Let's tap in.
A person's making an issue out of this as Bird is jarred with him. And Person will be called with the foul. And Person and Bird have a few words. Bird again ends up on the floor, and he was pushed.
Yeah, man, you doing all those fouls, man. You know what I mean? You fouling the man, playing that physical because you really don't got no game for real. You know what I mean? That's why you throwing that man on the floor because you can't really play for real, man. You playing dirty for real, man. That's like, come on, man.
By Person stuffed him and had something to say afterwards. That's the play of the game right there. And look at Bird. Person didn't dare look at him.
Out of all of the times where Larry Bird trash-talked and dominated an opponent, Chuck Person was one of the few players that stood toe-to-toe with Larry Bird and actually held his own.
It started my rookie year, and first time I touched the ball, my very first game, he said, "Shoot the ball, rookie. Shoot it." I said, "Okay, I'll shoot it." Wow, like that, and it went in. And I said, "Don't ever tell me to shoot the ball. I shoot it every time." And from then on, it's been a battle the last 6 years.
Person uses that right arm to get Bird out of the way, and then he drains it, and then he talks to Larry. Trev, Person for three. We're tied up. And he's jawing with Larry Bird again. Person wants the ball against Larry Bird. Count it. The first Indiana lead. Listen to the crowd. He'll pull up and shoot a three. Watch him. There it goes. That'll be good. It is the Person show.
And when they faced off in the first round of the 1991 playoffs, their underrated rivalry was an intense.
If I'm not mistaken, he pushes McHale, and he's gone. He's gone. Thompson is gone.
Physical. Hard-fought battle of will.
And now Person's doing a little talking to Bird now. And now they're bumping. And he's back to talking, and so's Larry Bird. Person. And when he talks, he walks.
And with the series tied 2 games apiece,
Sure, he feeling his old Bird. Bird about to get a bucket on his ass. Bird remember everything. Bird really a bucket, you know what I mean? And Bird was him for real, you know what I mean? He doing all that talking, like, you know what I mean? Bird probably like, yeah, I'm going to remember that. I want to bust your ass soon. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's what Bird was thinking at that time.
Larry Bird, in the 5th and deciding game, gave us one of the most iconic moments in NBA history.
It is one of in the Bird lore, it is one of the top 5 incidents that he did that might have been the last great moment.
Marv, the mood of the Celtics could be described as confident. In fact, this is the 10th deciding game of a playoff series Larry Bird has been involved in. By the way, the condition of his lower back injury remains the same, expecting to play about 40 minutes through pain today. And it has come down to the 5th and deciding game between the Celtics and the Pacers. Bird in the open court. Pacers down court in a hurry. Larry Bird has some words right in the face of Chuck Person as Person called for the timeout.
Because Larry Bird started the game off hot, you couldn't tell that he was battling a severe back injury and was in a lot of pain.
Larry Bird at this point in his career is now squeezing to the end. It's a ceaseless struggle to get healthy enough to play.
Larry Bird did not play the final 7 games of the season as he decided to sit out and see if he could get his back ready for the playoffs. His back was day to day, and no one knew if he would be able to play in the series.
I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to feel Thursday or Friday. It's just wait and see. It's a game that we're playing right now, and hopefully I'll be prepared to play every game.
I remember walking in the locker room, and I saw Larry before the game, and I said, "How you feeling?" "I'm okay, I guess." Well, he wasn't okay. Guy could barely put his pants on.
He spent the night at the hospital in traction, so he had to be in just unbelievable pain.
bucket, man. Come on now, man. Bird a bucket. Ain't nobody could guard him, man. Like they can't guard no stretch big. You know what I mean? Bird was a bucket. You know what I mean? He's the baddest white man on the planet. You know what I mean? He still is. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That man's a bucket.
As Larry Bird carried the Celtics to a lead in the first half, while already in excruciating back pain. To make matters, with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, Larry Bird took one of the nastiest falls of his career.
Right now. Larry Bird with 12. And the Celtics lead by 7. 4.5 remaining. In this first half, Bird had a by Samuels. Powers on the recovery. Bird is hurt.
I cannot find a job. Have you tried looking in tech? No. Tech companies laid everybody off. They're not.
Bird is down, and he's hurt. As Bird goes after the loose ball to try to save it, he does in fact get it, keeps it in play, but he paid for it. He's struggling right now to get up.
It was a thud when he hit that floor. You heard that boom. The breath went out of that building because they thought that, that was it.
What went through my mind, just hope it wasn't anything too serious. Obviously, if was something wrong with me, anytime you see Larry Bird walks off the court, something seriously got to be wrong.
Larry Bird's face hit the floor so hard that he knocked himself unconscious for a few seconds. He left the game with a concussion and had a broken bone in his face. And with the Celtics leader out of the game, Chuck Person and the Indiana Pacers smelled blood.
Room right now isn't helping the Indiana Pacers pick up their level of intensity. They smell it right now. They know the leader is not on the floor. Someone needs to step up now for Boston and take over in Larry Bird's absence. With 20 points, the first time this afternoon the Pacers have had a lead.
Well, you're right. Chuck Person was a real force, and there was a lot of back and forth going on.
Person for 3. Yes.
And Larry bangs his head on the floor.
I know.
And, boom. Has to leave the game. It looks like the ship's going to sink, and we're going to go home in the first round.
Person from downtown. What a shot by Chuck Person. And he gets the treatment from the crowd as he reacted. Indiana with a 3-point lead.
And the cameras are on Larry emerging from the locker room, on the corridor. The cavalry is arriving. The crowd sees them. They go berserk.
Bird about to get his get back. Bird like, I'm tired of this bullshit, boy. I'm about to show you who I am for real. You know what I mean? You forgot or something? You know what I mean? Like that's how he was looking, like he about to get back on that court.
Comes Larry Bird. As Russell Williams is covered by Robert Collins.
I got the sense the Pacers were stunned to see him there, and that they thought, holy what's going to happen now?
Throughout this timeout, they have been standing and cheering since Larry Bird made his way from underneath the tunnel from the Boston locker room. He went out with 4:23 remaining in the second after taking the fall, and he is back in the ball game. Reggie Miller shot rebounded by Bird, who rips it down for Lewis.
I've never met an athlete that would play with pain the way he does, and an athlete that's so highly self-motivated as Larry Bird.
Indiana wants to talk it over.
People's pain threshold are different. Some guys, they'll dislocate a finger and go ahead and play with it. Some guys can dislocate a finger and be out 6 weeks. I think it's just something within your body that some guys have a good pain threshold and some don't. But to me, I was just so glad I got the NBA and made it. I didn't want some little injury messing up my whole season, so I tried to play through it.
See, he said he'll play through it. Nowadays, they don't play through it. They just be soft and care about that money. That money is too much nowadays. It's like when you get that money, it's like, oh, I don't really gotta play as hard no more. You know what I mean? Like they actually play hard back then. Now they don't even really play that hard because they getting all this money. You know what I mean? They feel entitled and they really, you know what I mean, they don't really appreciate it because they're getting all that money now. You know what I mean? Back then, it felt like they appreciated way more. You know what I mean? Big difference.
When Larry returned, the Celtics went from losing by 3 points to winning by 13 points in a matter of minutes.
They come right back at you.
And I think it's really a mental thing that, Larry's on the court now. Hey, now we got our leader back. We got a big option here we can go to down the stretch during the game. And it's just a big emotional lift when he's on the court, too.
3-point play for Bird. Bird ahead of the field. And it's the Celtics by 13.
The fans at that point wouldn't let the team lose because of what Larry was doing.
Sanders at 6'6", giving away 3 inches to Bird, who's trying to push the ball through the timeout. Who does the bulk of the work on the defensive boards is always looking down the floor and just gets it out over the top of Reggie Miller. And he's going to lead this group with a little bit of emotion and then also by taking it strong to the basket, showing them how it could be done.
Through all of the pain and injuries, Larry Bird came back and led this Celtics team to a victory, proving that there's a big difference between being a good player and being the greatest of all time, because today's players just aren't built like they used to be.
No more excuses. No more excuses. Ever since I exited the penitentiary, I've seen
Today's players just aren't built like they used to be.
Mike, rarely do you see this kind of emotion from Larry Bird. So the Larry Bird is answering the challenge.
But by him coming back into the game, he got heart. You know what I mean? He's a winner. You know what I mean? He came back like he showed you like he's a great. You know what I mean? A lot of these players be average. They be below. They be at the bottom. He's like all-time great in his era for a reason, man. Like, come on, man. That man could do everything on the court. My honest opinion, he was like that first stretch big. Like the first stretch big white dude that could stretch the floor like that. I mean, like, come on, man. Like he's about winning. You know what I mean? He's about winning. He got it back on that floor because he didn't want his team to lose. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Put forth to him by Chuck Person in the Indiana Pacers, and he's letting it all hang out today.
I'm talking about today's player. When you look at Larry in that game, and Bob Hill says he's coming back and be ready for him, would today's player come back in a game like that? Now with load management, where agents and managers are saying you got to take care of your body and your product. And it's true. You know, I mean, your body is your livelihood.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Jordan playing with 104-degree temperature.
Yeah.
A courageous, classic performance by the flu-ridden Michael Jordan.
Larry, we just talked about that game, you know. With
Isaiah Thomas against the Lakers in 88, 25-point period on a bad leg.
He's got to be hurting and limping. Thomas goes up. And Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, they played with heart back then. You know what I mean? They didn't care. It was all about winning, especially in the playoffs, man. It was about winning that championship. You know what I mean? Like, they put it all on the line. Nowadays, they don't do nothing like that. You know what I mean? They care about that money. They care about the endorsement. They care about, oh, I gotta get all this money. You know what I mean? Back then, it was like they wanted to win championships, and then they play with more heart back then than compared to how it is now. Now is more soft and a lot of players feel entitled, and a lot of them really haven't did nothing in the league. You gotta earn it to be in that. You gotta earn it, and you gotta play, do your dues. You know what I mean? They haven't earned shit in today's NBA. You know what I mean? It's way different now how it was back then.
Having an incredible period. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm being unfair, but that just isn't there anymore.
Boston 110, Indiana 96. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Bird again ends up on the floor, and he was pushed by Person.
Person stepping up with the blind screen right in the area that Larry Bird doesn't need in the middle of the back.
Bird.
I think 4 or 5 years you'll think back about what he did, or you just, you go that. I think it's one of those things that as the years go by, it'll become bigger and bigger and bigger.
The Boston Celtics, in a terrific series, have defeated the Indiana Pacers. They won it in 5 to advance to the second round.
I already had a lot of respect for Larry Bird, but the way he played today, it's just like the stuff you tell your kids about. And I told him at the end of the game, I've never seen anything like that.
Truly amazing, and it's courageous and all those other things. And he's the leader. He is the leader of the Celtics, and he will be until he retires.
I've known Chuck for a while, and we've always had run-ins, but it always seems like I get the last word.
I get it. You're burnt out at your current sales job, and you're looking for the next best thing. Well, give me 30 seconds because this.
Yeah, man, he schooled dude. Like, he really schooled him for real. Like, he showed him, man, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna will my team to win, and we're gonna advance to the second round, man. That's what he did. But like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm out.